Hi, Dee Dee. I saw Dee Dee say thumbs up. Hi, Arlene. Hi, Dee Dee. Wow, Dee Dee. Arlene says, wow, Dee Dee. Good morning, ladies. You see my hand here. I have to adjust this. I can't fix the Zoom or anything until I actually go online. Good morning, ladies. It's good to see you. Excuse my hand here. I'm kind of steadying my phone in the clamp so that it doesn't fly off of the clamp. I might have to zoom out just a little bit more. Excuse my fingers. I've been busy. Good morning. It's good to see you. Good morning. All right, hold on. Let me get my tablet. I was tatting this morning, so I had to get to a good stopping point. I had my hands busy. I couldn't stop. Oh dear. Looks like we're going to get some more weather. I see off of the Ryan Hall as I'm going into my tablet. I think Michigan is going to get something. I thought I saw that. Oh. Dee Dee, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, I didn't see that super chat until I got onto my tablet here. Thank you so much, Dee Dee. You are such an encouragement to me. I've got an ad here that I'm working through. Hi, Pam. Welcome in, Pam. It's good to see you too. Oh, you guys, you just encourage me so much. I have my days. Let's see if my phone is relatively straight. I am working on doing some fracture art in slow stitch. And this is a bird. I have a picture of him that I brought down on from one of the fracture designs, but I'm using little scrappy pieces to build him up. And I also have, I must have dropped him. I dropped some stuff coming. I also have a little man that I'm calling Wembley. I don't know what happened to Wembley. He got lost along the way. I'll show him another time. I want to show you some things in my stitch journal, which is getting very fat. And I was going to make 2 volumes out of it, but K3N was showing her one of her really fat journals that actually turned into a circle. And I think that's what's going to happen to here. Also, what I have here is I've been tatting, and I'll show you where I am on that. Actually, I was tatting this morning, and I have another piece that I think I'm going to settle on. I am going to do little Christmas trees for my Christmas cards this year. And I've been playing with different kinds of thread. I've been putting it in kind of this wool piece here. So these are kind of my pieces that I've been playing with. I'm also playing with, and this is very rough in here, because I'm not going to show you close up because it's not good, but I've been playing with, this is called, in tatting, this is called a Catherine's wheel. This one I'm getting better at. This is one of my better ones here. But this one is rough. I have a couple of others that are really rough. And this is just a little piece that I started and goofed on. And a couple little single. When I have extra thread left at the end of my needle, like when I'm doing these, I will just make a single tat. And these are a couple of single tats. But I'm going to do the Christmas tree. Now this design it's in the online tatting library, the pattern is, and it's done by a designer called Ruth Perry. This is not my design. And I'll hold these up. These are still kind of rough because I was just starting. But this is the Christmas tree. Let me grab this end here so it has a good background there. So this is, but what I decided to do on these, because I want to make many of them, my goal is to make 40. So what I've done is I have not done these 2 clovers. So in my end, the Christmas tree is just going to be like this. These 2 end pieces are not going to be on there. But this is the full pattern. And this is done with what a number 10 thread was. When you go to like Walmart and buy a ball of thread, that's usually a number 10 thread. And here's another one that I did where I have experimented. No, I got the clovers on this. This is another 10. But you can see I've twisted it in here somehow. I was experimenting with tying these two end pieces. This was the very first one I did. And I was experimenting here with tying these 2. The experiment didn't work very well. And this is still a number 10 thread. And it is where I've taken off the 2 clovers, the 2 bottom, where these 3 pieces down here, this is called a clover in tatting. And this is the other clover. You work up this way, you do this is a clover up here, and then you work down this way, and then you have an ending clover there. But that takes me a lot of time, so I just do 1 clover. I start right here, and I work up, and it still looks like a tree, I think. But if I want to, my goal is to do 40 of them. And I think if I do 2 a week until sometime in December, I can get 40 done. But I am switched from my number 10 thread. This is a number 12, like if you go to Hobby Lobby and look in there where they have their embroidery threads. You can't see this very well. This is a number 12 thread. And it is really thinner. You can see it's much, much smaller than these. Well, I'm still I've graduated myself from a beginner tatter to a novice tatter, because I'm going on my 2nd year in learning how to tat. So I've graduated from beginner to novice, and I'm still learning, and the thinner threads are harder for my big fingers to get used to. And I didn't bring it out here. This morning, I started working on the size 20 thread. So the higher you go up, like 10, 12, 20, the thinner the thread gets. 40, 80, 120 is almost like a sewing thread. So, but my hands handle the number 10 thread the best. And for beginners, which I considered myself last year, like I said, I graduated to novice, and I'm working on doing thinner threads. And when you do a thinner thread, I can't even see my tree here. Let's get a white towel here, sort of a white towel. See, I've kind of got a mistake in here to where it's pulled tight, but it's hard for you to see it. It's pulled too tight in there. You can't see the gap. I pulled it way tight and closed it up. I think I have all the right stitches, but I just pulled it too tight. But it's much smaller and it's much tighter. So that's what I'm working on. Now, this morning, was using what they call a number 20 thread, which is a step up from this in the crochet thread. This is really an embroidery. This I got with the embroidery floss, and this is a much thinner. The 12 should be between the 20 and the 10, but I find that the 20 is a little bit heavier than this number 12. So I think I'm going to go with the 20. I didn't bring it in because it's only half done. I've just finished my clover. I have to go back and do that. So that's what I've been working on. I also have a red one that I messed up and I put him on my mouse. I fed him to my mouse. Oh, yeah, I've got all three. Here's my, this is one I've been working on too. I showed Katia, I think I showed Katia this one. And what I've done on this one, you can't see it very well, but on these tatting stitches, there's a cap on each one of these. And I can see I have the caps on the outside here, but I have the legs on the outside here. This is very rough. I'm still learning. This is called a Catherine wheel, and there's a Catherine wheel join, which ties all these spirals together. It's spiraled in and it's coiled in. Well, a join is where you connect the two pieces. Like if I wanted to connect this to this, it would be a join. And there's all different kinds of joins, and there's a Catherine wheel join that I'm reading through the information, but it's written for the shuttle and not the needle, and I'm having to interpret it. So there's where I am on my tatting. This will all go in a journal sometime when I get to it. The other thing, let me roll this back up. The other thing that I'm going to do, now I probably will not stream tomorrow or Thursday morning. Friday is debatable. I don't know. But what I want to do here, I'm feeling so much better. I'm feeling rested when I don't feel the pressure of having to go online. And I'm not sure what my schedule is going to look like in the fall. But one thing I want to do while I'm kind of taking this little impromptu break is I should take my camera off of the hook and show you behind me. It's not messy, but it's just a lot. It's a lot. I need to take some more stuff upstairs is what I need to do, and sort through some more of I get stuff and I put it behind me and it sits there. And then I put something else on top of it. And you know how that goes. Well, what I want to do on some of these mornings that I have off is organize behind me so when fall comes, I'm comfortable coming online. So let me stop and refresh my chat here and say good morning to everybody. All messages. Becky's here. Hi, Becky. Good morning, Becky. Becky says, I'm going to watch while I crochet dishcloths. I'm making a bunch so Scott can take them to work for the share table. Oh, very cool, Becky. Becky, that's the other thing I want to do. I haven't got to it this weekend, but I'm going to start your crochet along all over again with just the cream colored thread. I think I'll have more motivation and more luck. I don't know. I kind of agree with you with those darker threads. It's kind of hard to see where I'm going, especially when I'm trying to learn stuff. So I think I'm going to start all over with my blocks. Becky is doing a crochet along where she's making strips. And I think you put up 5 more for July. And I'm kind of stuck in June, or I could be, I think I'm on the 4th, I'm on the rice stitch block. Hi, Jacqueline. Good morning, Jacqueline. Becky says he's been bringing home delicious garden goodies, and I want to reciprocate the kindness. Oh, that's nice, Becky. Becky and Scott have been working out in their garage, getting things organized out there. It's looking good out there, Becky. Becky says 4. Let's see. Jacqueline's here. Good morning, Jacqueline. Dee Dee says, kudos on working in the garage in the summer, Becky. Yeah. Becky, I know on that one of those streams, she said, if it wasn't for this fan out here, we'd suffocate. Arlene gave a link to the online class website. YouTube and the library is here. The classes are starting up again. I think the needle tatting class is starting up again right after Labor Day, I believe, or right around Labor Day. And there's also a shuttle tatting class. I'm not sure if the shuttle tatting is intermediate and advanced. I think they're all beginner through advanced. So if you're beginner, you know, I have found one thing. When I first started attending these classes, I found that I was in with a lot of advanced people. It wasn't just a class of beginners, but that was a very good thing because, man, there's a lot to learn. You would be surprised how much there is to learn about tatting. There's a lot to learn. There's only one main stitch, but there's a lot of technique in there. And boy, I'll tell you, there's beautiful tatting going on out there. And I'm still call myself a novice, but I think the classes are starting up again in September. So if you're interested in learning tatting, this is the place to do it. I tell you, these ladies, they know their stuff. So let's see. Teresa's here. Good morning, Teresa. He looks just like a little tree, Dee Dee says. Thank you, Dee Dee, with a little trunk. Yeah. Yeah, those by me taking off those 2 bottom clovers, that's just going to reduce a lot of tatting time. And I think I'll get more of them done. Now that I've settled, I think I'm settling on the size 20 thread, which is a step higher in the... Well, I guess this is still the 10 thread. The 20 thread is just a step higher than this. This is really the size. Number 10 is what you normally, when you go to like Hobby Lobby and Walmart and you buy a skein of thread or a ball of thread, it's normally size 10. And this fits my hands. This fits my hands. I'm very comfortable tatting with a 10 thread, but it's not as fine and delicate as some of the other, the higher threads. So I'm trying at least go up to a 20, and maybe when I become an amateur, I'm grading myself through different levels, through beginner, novice, amateur, intermediate, maybe intermediate, advanced intermediate. I'm on my way. I'm not there yet. So maybe in 6 or 7 years, I'll be very proficient at needle tatting. Shuttle tatting, I'm still hopeful. I wouldn't even, I'm a beginner, but I haven't picked up the shuttle. Let's see, did I bring it in? I think my shuttle is here. Is my shuttle in here? I have to look underneath all the slow stitch. It's not in this one. I have different sizes of shuttles, but I went to the biggie shuttle with a sport weight yarn because now this is something I did last year, and I still have to finish it up. I want to put it on a tassel. And it says, These are beads. It says Meri Tats, T-A, the T is upside down. Let me switch the T around here. Meri, T-A, I think I have to go this way. These beads, these, T-A-T, no, that was the right way. My A is upside down. The beads kind of twist around on the thread in between. I'm trying to get it to say tats. Well, anyway, my A is upside down. I have to, and my T is still upside down. But I have to adjust this, but it will say Meri Tats here. And then I'm going to put it on a tassel, Meri Tats. That I did in last year's class. I'm looking for my big shuttle. Here, this is called, oh, I forget the official name. I call it a biggie. Tat. And it's much bigger. It's much bigger than your normal shuttles. Do I have a normal shuttle in here? I don't play with the shuttles much because I'm still working with, I have a flip on here. This one's done correctly, but there's a way, they call it the flip, and I can't always get my stitch to flip properly with the shuttle. I have to really work with it. I don't know why. I think it's a matter of practice, but if you don't get it to flip right, then your stitch, when you go to pull on it, to pull your thread through, your thread will not pull through. And this one has sat in there so much, I think it's knotted up. I don't even want to mess with it, but this is a sport weight yarn. But when I'm working with the shuttle, I have to see what I'm doing, and it's really hard with me with the shuttle even to see what I'm doing and study it. Study, in quotes. I think I got it knotted up here at the end, but it's been sitting like this for a long time. I'm going to put it back in here. And then the threads that I have left over, I make into tassels. And there's nothing else in here but threads and needles and what's this? This is a pin, and I think I got this in this is a tiny needle. This is it says a beaded counting pin. Elegant tools for the discerning needlework. So it's a counting pin made by Abbey Lane Design. Abbey Lane Designs, I want to say, well, I'm not going to say much because I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. Got some embroidery floss in here. What else? I've got a whole stack of needles and sewing needles and beading needles, and I brought it in because I have the scissors in there. Let's put my... So, I came on this morning to kind of do a show and tell. I don't know if I'm going to be on the entire morning. Got some silk ribbon, which is a rarity retail nowadays. Hard to find silk ribbon on the retail shelf. They think we are too unsophisticated for that. You have to buy it online. All right. So let me, I was looking at chat, was saying good morning to everybody. Arlene says, I got a bookcase for my craft closet. Now all my adhesive tapes are out of the drawers. So nice, but now I'm already tired, and that was a lot like work. Oh, Arlene. And I think I'm up to the top. Thank you so much for that super chat, Dee Dee. You just encouraged me. Let me refresh the chat one more time. Make sure. Sometimes my tablet over here does not scroll down until I refresh it. And let's see. No, I'm still at the where Becky said 4. Arlene says, I miss watching Mama Tat. She used a shuttle and was so fast. All I saw was the flashing of the shuttle and the lace pile growing. Yeah, well, she's probably tatted since she was a little girl. And tatting itself, now I can't speak for shuttle tatting because I'm just learning, but tatting itself is there's really only one double stitch to learn. One double stitch to learn. But there's so many techniques of, joins and flips and turns and returns and skips and spaces, and there's just a lot to learn. Catherine wheel is what I'm working on now. And there is a design class too in there, which I took it last semester, and I'm working on a bee. But that's kind of what I'm working on, that Catherine wheel that I showed you. I want it for the bee head, but I'm trying to get it to look nice and neat. And I was saying, I want to make a design for beginning tatters. Well, that's not a beginning tatter design because the Catherine wheel, well, it depends on the skill level of the person too. There are some beginners out there who just have a natural, they understand and they go right to it. So, but I'm not one of those. All right. Anyway, let's see. I was reading chat. Arlene says Becky's share table, and Becky's crocheting dishcloths to send to Scott. They have a share table. Scott's bringing home delicious garden goodies. I brought in 1 green pepper from our garden yesterday. It's been so hot here. You guys know how hot it's been. I think the whole Midwest and the South. I don't know about the South. Have you guys been having that? Texas has. Texas got hit with that hurricane. That it's been really in the 90s, almost up to 100. This coming week, I think it's going to be down into the 80s, though, so it's a little more comfortable. But I've been going out every morning and watering my flowers, and we do not have a big garden this year. My brother put in tomato plants and cucumber and zucchini, and I had a green pepper, and then I have a green tomato plant, a patio tomato plant, and it's doing well. The tomatoes haven't turned red yet. With all this heat, you think they should be. But I'm waiting for poop to come. My brother's family, his significant other's son's ex-wife, who my brother really likes. He likes her a lot, and they're pretty close. She's a busy lady, though, but she said her son, who farms, could bring us some manure for the garden, and then I want to put landscape fabric down on that. Well, that was in June. I'm still waiting for the poop to come. So I don't know. I'm going to give it until August, which is coming up here pretty soon. And if the poop doesn't, I'm not going to pressure him on it because, I think he farms and he shows his cattle at different fairs and stuff like that. I saw on Facebook where they just were at a cattle show or a fair or something. So I'm getting poop to Grandpa's house isn't on their top of their list. So I'm going to go ahead and put landscape fabric down because it's going to all turn into grass if I don't do something soon. And the whole, and my brother is done with gardening. He just likes a few tomatoes. He doesn't like to plant the green beans and the peas and the corn and all of that. He likes his tomato and zucchini and cucumbers, and he's done. So, but what if he doesn't want to plant veggies? I like some veggies, but I'm going to put that landscape fabric down, and I've always wanted a huge flower garden, and I'm going to plant zinnias and all of that. So I might invest in some of my own fertilizer if we don't get any, but I'm going to go ahead and put that landscape fabric down, and then if the poop comes, we'll just pull it up a section at a time. Becky says she loves the rain that they got last night. Hi, Angie. Good morning, Angie. It's good to see you. Becky said it's still in the 90s there where they are this week. It was in the 100 degrees and up. I know. Mina popped in, what was it, Sunday night, and said, wow, it's down to 103 here. It feels so good. You know, Mina's in Phoenix, and I'm going, 103 and you're cooling off? Oh. Arlene says her mama was her great-grandmother. Wow. So this is what I'm working on. I dropped Wembley along the way. I'm working on him, but I want to show you where I am in my stitch journal. I had to change my cover, and I split a 12 by 12 napkin in half and sewed the halves together, so I have this is a temporary cover, because I can split this down and make pages. I'm working on the cover for this, which is the piece that I painted, the piece of fabric that I painted with Becky when she had a paint fabric session. And I'll show that in a little bit because I brought it in here. But I'm going to do a quick flip of this. These beginning pages you've seen, but I'll just do a quick flip. This is January 1/1. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, and I'm not going to listen to all the videos because we're on what, week 29 now. Every week K3 on Cloth Tales puts up a new technique or a new page for the stitch journal, and I've been following along, but I'm going to go back. Like, I think this first one was community, and it was a weaving piece, and I'm going to go back and get the words and the date, and if I left a comment on the video, I'm going to grab my comment and I'm going to put it on paper, and I'm going to make a little section, little index section. But this was week 2 and week 3. You guys have seen these, so I'm not going to talk too much about them. Week 4. This is a bookmark that I made. This I need to go back in. I want to adjust this. I don't like where I put this, although I might move it back up. I had it up, and you see I moved it back down here, but I might move it back up and put a piece down here. This is English paper piecing. And then there was a pocket. I think this is supposed to be like a hidden message type thing, and this is my hidden message in the pocket. But you're supposed to use a letter or some type of writing because that's what they did in the old days. I call them the old days. I'll put this needle back in here. So those were little hexies. And this was the Trixie fabric, which is, you know, all different kinds of fabrics. The heart. And I forget what this was called, but it has the seams have been folded in. And this was the 9 patch here. This is all seed stitch. That took me a long time, and I did the double seated stitch. And there's a grid poem that goes behind here, and I wrote a grid poem which reads the same this way and I think this way. I did one. but it's in my scribble journal. And I've been using my scribble journal to design my tatting, and I think I'm going to take those out of my scribble journal and put them in my Society of Idea Collector book because I might have to run in there and get my, I don't think I brought it in, my scribble journal, because I'm designing this week's. We'll get to that. This week's, well, I'll talk about it. It's this week. She puts up a video every Monday, so she put up a new video, K3N at Cloth Tales, K3N Cocktails. She put up a new video yesterday, but Becky, it was a mandala. It was a mandala. I'm going, how am I going to do a mandala in slow stitch when I don't even like doing them in? I don't have anything against other people doing them, but I'm just not all that. It's too detailed for me. I want to move along. Mandalas are not my thing. They're pretty and I like them, but I don't like to do them. This was the spring solstice, where it says, if you love something, set it free. And this is a little pocket, and I'm just leaving this as a cover. And there's a summer solstice one, which says, if it returns to you, it's yours forever. We'll get to that. The friendship star. This was just a piece that I did on my own. This was not a K3N page, but it was inspired by her because it's got all the running stitches, all the borrow stitches in there. And there's my tatted butterflies. I did that one, that Allie K one, and I liked it so well. I did it on a piece of denim. I liked it so well that I did one for my journal. And this was K3N page. It's the fox jumping over the moon. She liked the moon a lot. She likes the round circles. And this was the solstice piece. And this is earth and sky, earth and sea, water and land. The brown represents the land and the blue here represents the water. This was the backstory, which I finally finished. This was you can't see it on here, but this was a kind of like a branches, and I went over it with my thread. You can see the branches in here. This is the back of it. She was talking about the backstory, the stitches on the back. This was like little snowflakes and flowers and everything, and I started it. And it got too detailed here. I get bored even with some of this detailed stitching. I stopped and just did the little hexagons around it. And then I went to this, which went really fast. So that's the backstory. This is the pocket. I still want to make a little mouse to put in the pocket, because he's going to be the inquisitive little mouse that choose on the backstory stitches. But anyway, there's a book out there. I think it's called The History of the Pocket or something. I bought the book, but it talks about in days of yore, the ladies carried pockets, kind of like we carry purses today. And they would put all of their things that they wanted to carry with them in their pockets, and they'd tie it around their waist. There's a whole book about all the different kinds of pockets out there. So that's that page. This is kintsugi with the gold, the Japanese method of mending with gold. Kintsugi. This piece was the piece where she encouraged people just to pack up some supplies to take with them. Of course, like if you're going to a deserted isle or something, my deserted island was, or your favorite place to go stitch, and just take minimal supplies. Mine was the front porch. I did this out on the front porch. I drew a design of Penelope and then just backstitched and French knots, and there's running stitches up in there. So I did a dedication page to Penelope. This was just Japanese borrow done with the blues to give a nod to indigo. My Japanese indigo plants, I think only one is surviving. I planted them. I think I should have waited till they got bigger before I planted them, and I planted them, and they're not surviving. You would think with all this heat they would, but one is still there. Last time I looked, and this is Japanese boro with the neutrals instead of the blues. Then we get into, this is, wait, I missed a page. This was her blanket stitch that she does with all different sizes, and her eyelet stitch where you put a piece behind it, or I put a piece in between, I guess. That little black is fabric in there. Not sure. I must have it in between something here. But this is one piece. I'm not sure how I did that. I guess this must be two pieces here. Yeah, it is. It's two pieces. And then that little black fabric comes between those two pieces, and then you have a hole in there and you patch it and do the eyelet stitch. And then she does a blanket stitch to where she does all different kinds of lengths and everything. Hers is nice and pretty. Mine looks like a spider web. But that's okay. I like it anyway. Then we get into the crazy patches, the crazy quilting. And this is a sampler done with different stitches. And then I did another sampler over here that I need to finish. I need to finish this. And then here's the crazy patch page that I did where I put tatting. This is a piece of red tatting running down here. That where I was playing with putting beads on it. I got tatting there, a button there, and a little filigree charm down here. I did some couching in here. And there's some blanket stitch there, but it's just pieces. It's more like a crazy quilt, but it's got all the embellishment on it. This is the summer solstice where we hid that fabric. I buried mine out underneath a tree. Not the tree that was hit by lightning, thank goodness, and I had rust pieces in between. And I put a piece of filigree in there, and it rusted, and I stitched it on there. There's a circle here, and then there's just a whole bunch of running stitches going across. Here's another piece. This is really the summer solstice piece here. Here's a lid that rusted, and I put it on there. I had some paper clips that rusted on there, but it opens up, and this is where it says, if it returns, it is yours forever. This is the finished piece of the spring solstice. And the object of putting it under the tree is kind of like a letting go technique. It kind of says, let nature, your fabric 500 years from now will be very, if it survives at all, it deteriorates over time. And this is kind of a nod to that, to let the environment or whatever, let the fabric have its own journey, type of thing. And of course, this is kind of overemphasized because we rust it and distress it and do all sorts of stuff with it. And it's fun. And I call this my leftovers piece. This piece is one of my favorite pieces here because it was a piece of this summer solstice. You can kind of see the rusting going on in there. But it had a lot of holes in it. And I did some darning here. I'm liking the darning technique. Some boro stitches, just some running stitches. Did different things in there. And it was very delicate. It was very fragile. And I just call it leftovers because it was left. I got a piece of tatting on there. Right there and there and down here. Right there. It's leftovers. This is where she did the hexagon, and she put a circle in hers. I didn't care for the circle. I put a little bird. And this is actually, the bird is actually a piece of the summer solstice here. And this represents a little flower kind of down in here. And I like these hexes. This is, she called it Quilt As You Go. She was talking about a lady that she's following who makes little quilt pieces and just stacks them up and uses them for different things. They call it Quilt As You Go. And I think I'm going to start doing hexes like that and make it Quilt As You Go with hexes, and then, you know, use them for whatever. I don't know. We'll see. This is the leaf where she waxed leaves and stitched on them. This leaf is waxed. This one, I think I did, but it is starting to tear here, but not too bad. I kind of like the distress in there where it's torn. It's still pretty sturdy. And I did 3 when she waxed leaves. I did 3 pages. This one has a stick. It's the natural elements. And this is some hardanger that I stitched sometime in the early 2000s. And I just had a piece of it. I did a little heart there. And I just had a little piece of it that survived. So I put it on there. And then over here, I got to be careful. This one's surviving pretty well. The leaf is surviving pretty well. I think this was a violet leaf. We've got violets all over our yard, which are kind of pretty in the long way, but they're very invasive. This is my trapunto. I'm probably mispronouncing that, rabbit. Here, he's stuffed. Trapunto is little stuffed pieces. Stuffed rabbit. There's a special technique where you cut about a 1/4 inch away from your rabbit, and then you gather it, and that pulls the seam inwards, and then that kind of curves it like this, and then you stitch it onto your fabric and cut a slit in your fabric. You don't see it because it's on the back of this. Let me see if I can lift this up. Well, and it's on the back of this one, but you end up cutting a slit in your fabric and stuffing your rabbit. And I have, of course, put a piece over it, and then I put it onto the page so it's kind of layered in there. You don't even see the slit. This is a flag. This is not K3N page, but this was over the 4th of July. I felt like doing a flag. This was a piece of red fabric that I had left from a Christmas journal that I did a couple years ago. And I think I have I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stripes. And I've got, I meant to put all these French knots in pretty little rows, but as I was stitching it, they kind of got scattered. But there are 50 French knots on there. And a little tassel that I just had laying around with my leftover tatting thread. So there's that. This was, last week's page was Zoken, I think. A Zoken technique where the Japanese will take a scrap piece, like a towel or an old dishcloth that's on its way to the trash bin, and then they'll mend it. They'll do all these stitches in there, and then they use it to clean. It's really a cleaning rag for them. And so that was last week's. This week's page will go here, and it's supposed to be a mandala, and I just had a brainstorm. I could do my mandala. Let me go in the other room and get my design, but I just had a brainstorm while I'm looking at this, because I have a piece that has similar pieces that I could make a mandala out of and wouldn't have to. Let me go get, and I'll be right back. I just have to step over my big, I have to step over my basket, my in and out basket here. Hold on a minute. Let me go in there and get that piece and my design. I don't know what happened to Wembley. I can't find him. He's here somewhere. When I'm cleaning up, I'll probably find him. So this week's page, if you look at K3N Cloth Tales, her Monday pages, is a mandala. And she does a beautiful one. You know, she does beautiful work. But see, I have this was a tablecloth. And I tore the edges. This is a huge tablecloth. I got it from Pearl. By the way, Pearl's selling this evening. But I took the edging off of this tablecloth. There was about a 6-inch, maybe an 8-inch edging over here. I tore all of that off, and I'm using it for different things. I used a part of it for this page. But I could take, I have all of these. I was going to use them for labels, but I could do my mandala out of these cross-stitched roses because they're all the same. They're different colors, but I bet I could find colors the same. And I could do my mandala using pieces. I mean, there's a lot of them. This could be the centerpiece. One of these, maybe even the tulip, because it's got to fit on this page. So, and I could just do she did an 8-pointed one. I could do that's kind of light. I'd probably go for a darker one, like this. And I could do a 4, maybe 5-pointed one, mandala. But this is huge. I'll have plenty left over. I got it for my slow stitch. Sometimes you think it's a shame to tear these things up, but if you reuse them and make things that you enjoy, then it isn't such a shame. So that's my last, oh no, this little guy actually is on the wrong page. This is my most recent piece. This is my my little mouse. Let's see, do I have a piece to put under him? Let's take this white piece. Got pins in my mouth. I want this. Because I'm going to stitch on that bird. I'm going to put this piece under him. He really goes on here because he was my next piece. So you can see how my stitch journal is, and this is my 2024 journal. I will take various pieces paper pieces, and do a 2024 paper journal, art journal. But for 2024, I'm doing a slow stitch journal. And I've been keeping up with it pretty good. This is my little trapunto mouse that I did, and I tatted the trim. I didn't think I'd ever get done tatting this trim. It's only 12 inches, but I'm at 5 inches, I'm at 6 inches, I'm at 9, I've only got 3 inches left. And this was that really tiny size 12 red thread, and it is really tiny. And I goofed it up in here someplace, so I fed it to the mouse. So that's the last piece that I've worked on for my book. Oh, there's the piece that goes. Well, we'll put the bird back on this piece. Hold on. And I've got another piece here that I call Wembley. And I'm going to put a French knot in there for the eye. Right now I'm just using a pen, which is red. I don't want the red one. Well, I thought I had a blue one. I don't. We'll just put this here. I'm probably boring you guys stiff, but this has been my fun for this year. Now, next year, she's going to do a quilt. And I'm not sure if I'll do something every week, like I have, because I want to get back into art journaling. But I'll probably follow some of hers and maybe do a book that won't be 52 weeks, maybe, you know, half of that. We'll see. I like her Wonky Wednesday. She's primarily does log cabin quilts on Wonky Wednesday, but she does different things on Wonky Wednesday. So I might follow that instead of a block a week or something like that, because you have to keep up with it if you want a full journal, just like anything else. Let me fold this. So that is my 2024 journal. Whoops, looks like I missed a... Oh, let me put this back in. I'll just put it right there. And I tied it up with... Whoops, that goes to my bird. I want to put it back in my bird or I'll lose it. Hold on. I need to put this back right anyway. Where's my bird? This goes here. I'll lose it if I don't pin it on. There we go. And that goes there. That's just some paper. These are upcoming pages. Let me fold this back up. If I don't, it'll all fall, just like that. And I'll come out and look at chat. Then we'll move on. I don't know if I'm going to be on the whole time. I need to go to town, but I'm also waiting for the lawnmower boy to come. And I might go to town tomorrow instead. He'll come tomorrow. He went down to, with his family, down to Worlds of Fun. So, but our grass was getting awfully long. He was supposed to mow it last week, and it was hot. I understand that. He didn't get here when he said he would. I said, come when you can. He said, I'll come tomorrow, and he never showed up. And then they went down the weekend into Kansas City. Come back on Sunday. So I'm hoping he comes today or tomorrow. But I need to go to town, but I like to be here when he's here, just to kind of make sure things go okay. Now this is my scribble journal that I'm working in the summer here. Let's just... And what I'm opening this up for is because I want to show you, I think for this morning, I got this in a knot. Hold on. Just finding those cross-stitched pieces. I might change my whole story here. But back in the back here, I was designing my mandala someplace here. This was the piece, the pattern piece I was using. And I was just going to do a 4-pointed one And I had a card, I didn't bring the card in, that had a little lady on it. And I traced around her, and I'm going, well, that's too big for a 4-inch page. So I started making it smaller, and I wound up with a piece like this. And this should be about 4 inches. And this was what I was going to do for my mandala. And this represents floral fabric and plain fabric in between here. But I think I like those cross-stitch roses much better. And I still might use this. I don't know if that rose would fit in there, but I might use this, and I might be able to do more points on it rather than these. So, and I was thinking about maybe doing a cat, because the cat's about the right size, but I ended up designing the little lady. So I sit into my recliner and I make these little scribble journals. And you can see where I do all sorts of writing. I take it out to the front porch when I sit on the front porch. Here was where we made the pocket, and I was putting the little mouse into the pocket. And then I just write different things that go on during the day, or the things I want to remember. Monday, May 20th. Continued stitching on front porch. Last week I stitched a page for my 2024 stitch journal. See, that's very much on my mind, my stitch journal. And here's, I skip around, like I went from May 20th here, and I guess June 20th here, and July 3rd here, where I did the little rabbit design. And these are the things I want to take out. And I have some more pattern stuff over here. I got my little watermelon piece and my little girl that I was working on. And I want to put these in my Society of Idea Collector, because they're really more ideas. Those did I write on the back? I wrote on the back of that, so I think I want to take him off. I think, is he glued on? I think I put him on with tape. I want to take this off, and I want to put these in my Society of Idea Collector, because they're really more ideas. Here I see, on this one, I was playing with doing a graphite transfer, but it wasn't transferring onto my fabric very well. I got some carbon paper dressmaker stuff that I was asking Becky about one time, and I did buy some. Now I can't find it. It's here somewhere. So I want to take that. Here was where I was seeing if I could tat a little gnome. That's in the future. Here's my mouse. I just pinned him in. I want to put these things in my Society. I'm going to give Penelope that pen. I want to put these in my Society of Idea Collectors. I think I'm at the back here. But, you know, this is card. This is very summery. And so it's perfect for a summer scribble journal. And I just keep it by my recliner, and I write stuff that I need to remember or I want to remember. Let me tie this back up. Make a bow tie here. Get my Society of Idea Collector journal out, which is always inspiring. I keep a piece of, I've learned to keep a piece of scratch paper in there if I want to do something that I don't want to put on the page yet. Let's see. I'm sorting out my beads here, but I have some more stuff here that I want to put in. See my little rabbit here for the Twinchy swap? These things should all go in my Society of Idea Collector, all of these, because they're really ideas. What else do I have over here? I have a bag of beads. pencil sharpener. Here's where I was testing that combo sand eraser. That should go in the Society of Idea Collector. Sponge. These are the twinchies. Those go someplace else. That's a twinchie. I think that's it. Oh, here's a... Here, I was making these little stitch twinchies for the twinchie swap. I think that's it. Twinchie, sponge, bead, yeah. So, I'm always doing stuff like this while I work. Let me get out my Society of Idea Collector. This is my twinchie for Beth's swap. Beth swap. Let me get my journal out here. I gotta turn my chair, so where did I put it? It's here somewhere. Can't see very well. Where did he go? Behind me? Oh, Lord. Well, I might just put it in an envelope for now because I usually keep that Society of Idea Collector right here by my side, but it floated away. Is it down here? No. I feel like I've lost a partner when I can't find my Society of Idea Collector book. Got other books here. Well, I don't want to spend all morning looking for him. I'll find him. Let me put this stuff in an envelope, and we'll move on. Fold up this tablecloth. Yeah, I think I'm going to use those little cross-stitch pieces and make my mandala based off of those cross-stitch pieces. I'm folding up the tablecloth as I'm talking here. Where's my Society of Idea Collector book? Is that it? No? I don't want to cause a crash here. Found it! I moved some of these books around because they were in my way. Whew! I'm warm. Found it! Alright, before I get started on that though, let me come out and look at chat. I've been in my own world. Let me refresh chat. Chat filter. Top messages. Chat filter. All messages. Hi, Kimberly. Becky says, okay, back to crochet. Becky says, I have to wait for cooler weather, though, as it would be impossible to keep transplants alive right now. That, you know, that may be what happened to my Japanese indigo. But Japanese indigo is kind of a tropical plant. It likes the heat and humidity. But I'm not sure I can even grow it good in Nebraska. They grow it in South Carolina. Japanese indigo. Somebody said she thought that was because it's supposed to be invasive, but it's not invasive in my yard. I can't get it to grow. Hi, Janet Nash. It's good to see you. Hi, Raul. Good morning. He says, Kimberly, I put my feet in a bucket of ice. Lots of kiddie pools in a bucket of ice. Lots. Kiddie pool isn't an option. I have a very small balcony. It must be hot where Raul is. Hi, Tina. I just saw you. Good morning. Welcome in to all the folks that are coming in. I've been off in my own little world. Freddie. Didi is saying hello to Janet and Freddie. Freddie is Janet's dog. Janet, I need to get out and watch you more. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling like I have more energy. There was just a few months that I just haven't felt like doing anything, but I'm getting my energy back, so maybe I'll be watching more channels. Tina says, good morning, Joyce. Hi, Joyce. Good morning, Joyce. I love it when you guys welcome yourself, because I get off into my little world here, and I forget that you're out there. I'm just chattering away. Raul says, good morning, Mary. Is sent a PM on Instagram. Oh, you sent a PM on Instagram about the Midsummer Marathon, a streamathon? I was wondering about that. Later, Miriam and me will send more information to all the fibs. Okay, Raul, I'm interested. I will participate in that when I'll check Instagram and see what's going on out there. So, midsummer, it's midsummer. It's July, 16th today? July 16th. It is midsummer. You hit it on the nose there. Bravo says, Tina, I showered 5 times this summer daily. Kimberly's here, Joyce is here, Janet Nash, Dee Dee, Tina, Janet Nash, Joyce. Let's see, who else am I missing here? Raul. I'm back to where Becky went back to her crocheting. Kimberly says, Raul, maybe you need a kiddie pool to hang out in. And he says his balcony's too small for that. Becky says she has to wait for cooler weather, as it'd be impossible to keep transplants alive. Angie's here. Raul says, Kimberly, I was in AC window shopping, window AC, the other day. Oh my gosh, the prices are sky high. It's better to purchase one more ventilator and frequently take a shower. I think it was the year before last when my brother had a big old window air conditioner. I think it came with the house when he bought it. And he just would not let go of that thing. And it finally died. And I'm going, yay. And he put in central air here. And I am so grateful for the central air. It got so hot in here. I still have a fan. I have to have air blowing on me. He doesn't like the air blowing on him, but I have to have air blowing on me. Even with the air conditioning, I don't have it on high. I have it set low. That I have to feel that movement of air. So Raul, I hope things cool off for you. This is where Tina came in. Janet Nash is saying good morning. It's good to see all of you guys. Bless your heart. Raul says, send some rain to me, ladies. Barcelona is too warm. I haven't complained this much in my 12 years of living in Spain. I still haven't adapted to the weather here. In Brazil, it's tropical, sun and rain every day. Yeah. Well, we typically get our really hot weather at the end of July and in August. And I'm training myself to get out there every morning and water the plants. Last year, I didn't do good. This year, I cut down on the number of plants I put outside. So it's a little bit easier to water them. And I miss them. I miss them a lot, but if I can take care of the ones I have, they survive, rather than let them all die in August. Raul says, my sketchbook looks like that also. I put all my ideas in my sketches, besides my sketches. Yeah. Let's see. Arlene. Kimberly says, Arlene, Paul let me set up a rain barrel. I was amazed at just how little rain storm filled it completely up from the splatters on the house. Ah, a rain barrel. Raul is saying good morning to Becky. Good morning to all that have come in, Becky says, while I've been crocheting. Becky's making dishcloths for Scott's share table at work. Arlene says, our lawn crew skipped this week because it's been hot and there'd been no rain. The grass is crunchy. Yeah, our grass is getting long. We're going to need a combine if he doesn't come pretty soon. Let's see. I was thinking the same thing, Angie. Let's see what was Angie said. Meri, don't put the pins in your mouth. You may swallow them. I don't swallow my pins. I put them between my lips. My teeth keep them from going into my mouth. I do that. I don't know if I can break my habit, Angie. My grandniece, I was reading Facebook last night, and her mother posted that she went to a volleyball camp, and she doesn't want her mother to text her. It's a weekend deal, and she doesn't want her mother to text her because it embarrasses her. I'm going, well, you don't have to read the text out loud. But her mother was saying how she misses her sass. My grandniece can get, I don't know, she can get a little sassy with her mother. More so than her dad. Her dad crunches down on her, you know. I don't know, though. I'm not around them all that much. But her mother says, I kind of miss her sass. She's a sweet kid, though. I don't have much of a relationship with her. She's so busy with her school and her friends and all that. Sometimes I'd like to take her urban sketching, but I don't know if she even has an interest in it. In your dreams, Meri. Let's see. Rose says, hi, Meri, Dee Dee, Angie, Arlene. Oh, did I miss saying good morning to Rhonda? She was here. Pam and Aunt Bex. I sent you a PM on Instagram, Meri. Later today, I will inform you and all the fibs for the Midsummer Art and Crafts 6-day streamathon. It's going to be a big deal coming up. There's Rhonda. Good morning, Rhonda, if you're out there listening. Arlene had dropped a link to K3N Cloth Tales. I'm just reading up, see what I've missed. Oh, Rhonda went. She left. She says, everyone have a blessed day. Here's where she popped in to say hello. And I can't go up any further. I'm up at the top of my chat. So let me go back. Becky said she's a teenager. There's nothing there. Yeah, she has another birthday coming up here in September. And yeah. She's in my prayers, though, because, you know, these kids, they face a lot out there. They face a lot. Well, not that we didn't. Not that we didn't. I love my Society of Idea Collector book. On, off, on, off, on, off. This was Dee Dee inspired. Dee Dee brought out a light bulb that she got from Hobby Lobby one day, and I go, oh, that's so cool, I want one. And so I made one for the cover of my book using these little lights. So let's put these. These are just little ideas for stuff that I've been working on. Let's put these in here. My Idea Collector book is growing. These are some of my dyeing attempts. I should take a page out of the Steam journal and put in here. But I'm leaving space. What's all this? I did not get to the zine. I wanted to do Dee Dee's most recent zine. This was the Hot Diggity Donut zine. Scratchy journal. Dee Dee told me that I worked on too many projects. So that's my excuse. I did not get to, they were due yesterday, the zines for Janet. I did not get mine done. But we did this as a group. It was the 3 prompts that we used were donuts, any letter, and fly. And I was writing a letter. It says any letter, so I was interpreting it as a letter, a written letter. And I was writing it to Dear Dee Dee and Janet. We need to come up with ideas on how to entice a Hot Diggity Donuts to Fib Diggity. Hot Diggity Donuts would be a shop. Jacqueline actually named that Hot Diggity Donut Shop. Any suggestions? And then a fly comes up, and I have the letter and the Daily Fibber there. And here's where the fly lands on the donut, and I'm yelling, "Ah, there's a fly on my donut!" I put text. I need to put something there. It's a glazed raspberry donut. Get off my donut, or get swatted! And I have a Daily Fibber newspaper that I rolled up, and I was going to swat the fly on the donut. What does this say here? Something. Belly, something Wilbur. I think that's the fly. I think we were naming the fly. I'd have to go back and listen. Something Wilbur flies away. Belligerent. Belligerent Wilbur is the name of the fly. And then here's the page where he flies away. And then on this page, he comes back with friends and family. And Meri threats to make them all fly specks on the floor. And so they leave specks all over the donut. Yuck. And that's how it ends. And there's documentation on the back. I'm not sure I wanted my new Hot Diggity Donut shop to have a lot of flies in it, though. And so, while I like the little story, I'm not sure that I don't think flies in a donut shop would be very appetizing. So anyway, that was the zine. I had Dear Dee Dee and Janet. I was going to write them a letter. So that's what that was all about. This was all of the suggestions. We did this in one of my streams. A letter about a fly on a donut, the who, what, when, where, why, and then we went into all of the mind mapping it. Here's where I did the different pages, what I wanted on each page. So this is all designing this zine. This really belongs in there. This was the last zine they did with Dinosaur. And so your journals, your idea journals do not have to be nice and neat. They can be scribbly. Sometimes most of the time, I have a hard time even reading my own writing, but we're planning things out here. Isn't she pretty? Little Dinosaur sat on a rock to tat one day. And she's tatting. When did we do that? Did I even date this stuff? August 16th of 2023. So this was last year's. And then in here, I was doing a list of who I sent postcards to, and I never got them all recorded. I should just put paper over that. Some journals that I want to create. I wanted to do a pinup doll journal. You write this stuff down, and even though you never get to it, you might get to it sometime. It might inspire something. I was going to do pinup dolls. A junk journal collection, 1, 2, 3. A flow book of stamped images. I have a book that I Cloroxed. I got it from Johnny. And she sold those books knowing that when she bought them and when she sold them, and she let us know that they were just textbooks and not all of them were in good condition. And, you know, she sewed them with the idea that they were going to become junk journals. And I bought one, and I Cloroxed the cover. I got it here someplace behind me. That's one thing I want to get to on one of my days off here, is I want to find this stuff. And then I got a prayer journal here. I want to do some prayer journals for personal use. And this was a list that I was going to make. These were list things. I never got to them. Some blank pages here. And then I've got some mind mapping for tatting. I was building a big mind map. And I should work on this some more. That's what that's all about. I got some blank pages in here. I skipped them for a good reason. Here where I was trying to work out a grid of fabric. Not for slow stitch. I think I was trying to work it out for tatting. This is where I was drawing some stuff. YouTube ideas, lists. Here's where I carved my tatted ring, my postcard stamp, Christmas. Some of this stuff really isn't that great, but some of it's pretty good too. Current project list that I probably are still current. Happy Mail journal, project bag with Becky, alphabet stamps. I think I'm on letter Q. This was some boutiquing that I was doing. My chest stamps that I was carving. The pawn, these are checkers. These are pawns. And then here was where I drew out little eraser shapes that I was designing. Mary's game pieces. Inktober list for Inktober. Here's a whole bunch of ideas. Guild a 2024 Dragon. I was going to do that, and Becky sent me Derwin. He's here somewhere. I'm not going to gild him now. He says, good. I don't want to be gilded. This is the year of the dragon, 2024. I gilded a rabbit for 2023, so my idea was to gild a dragon. But Becky sent me one. Here's some other ideas. Prompt people, action sketching, life journal review, my Meri something, memories. Take a blank notepad and stamp light bulbs on each page. I need to do that because I got a light bulb stamp to make little notepads for ideas. Take a sticky note and stamp on each page an idea so I can stick it in here. My first entry in here was in August of 2022. For the 2022 December daily, do a journal and holiday paper dolls. And I started that. I never got all my paper dolls made because I got too technical with them. So I think I'll go to, the years are going to kind of be mixed up in here, but I want to go to one of these blank pages here because I've got blank pages. And I'm just going to put this stuff in there. These are beads that I got from Pearl. I need to break these beads apart. These are strung beads. It's one of my to-dos. Let me put it over here. And I think I'm going to put them in with double-sided tape. Let's get this was the eraser test. Now these, instead of taping, my little bunny, instead of taping these in, I'm going to pin them in because I might want them. Don't put those pins in your mouth, Meri. Grab one of these. Come on, give it up. These what I'd like to do, you know, I've got to, you know, I get ideas and I'd like to do all this stuff, but I get too many ideas. But I would like to do a whole series of little trapunto animals. I've got the bunny and the mouse. I'd like to do a cat and a puppy dog, and you know, you could do all sorts of things. I need to keep them kind of contained in a piece that's easy to put on a hexagon, or you know, keep them relatively small. So anything with feet, I could do a fish, but anything with feet is, you know, going to take a lot of technical skill to do a trapunto of it, unless you join the feet as part of the background. All right, so I'm just going to put this here because it already has tape on it. And this was my little twinchy. Anything else? Yeah, I got the little watermelon pieces. We did this on the postcard. One of the prompts was watermelon, and the other one was a little girl in a bikini. So I'm going to tape these pieces down. That rabbit goes like this. And see, I cut them out. I draw my rabbit on a piece, and then I cut them out, and then I can make duplicates of them. And that's what I did for the Twinchy. And I do that technique quite a bit with my paper dolls that I make. So, I would encourage you guys to do a Society of Idea Collector journal or an idea journal if you don't already have one. You would be amazed at at the things you come up with. What's on the back of this? Testing Tombow. Testing Tombow. See back. 6/28/24. I'm going to write that on here. 6/28/24. Testing Tombow. And I was watching Dee Dee use this in one of her streams, and I think she got the idea from Janet, Eurasure. And I thought, you know, I really would like one of those. Really, this should be a flip. I don't know if I can get this off now. Because here's where I drew an eye, and I erased the eyeball there. I drew it with a Sharpie pen. Now, it makes sense to me that the Tombow sand eraser would erase a Tombow marker, but a Sharpie marker, a Sharpie pen, is another story. I think I'm going to pin this in. Make sure I only get one page here. Because I'll say see back on it. I need you again, Penelope. This pen is. Don't you have a little one? She says, I do. Not very sharp. Got to be careful. I could put a little tape on that. If I could find my tape. Hold on. Put a little washi tape on it. A little piece of washi. Washes the Sharpies away. A little piece of. That's not sticky enough. Where's my Tim Hope stuff? Hold on. Maybe this bicycle. Let's put a bicycle on it. Somebody said, I was watching Pam's Point of View. She gives all kind of daily household tips and everything. And she said to take one of those little plastic bread clips and put on the back of your tape. I'm going, you don't know how much washi tape I have. There. And we'll just put that little bicycle right down there because I feel like it. Probably won't stay. And we'll fold this one under. But she's talking about household tape. Yeah, it's not going to stay. I said more on back. And this is my little rabbit. I didn't document him. This was May 20 swap. May of 24. May of 2024 at Beth's group. I did a little rabbit here. I hope I'm not boring you guys, but this is just stuff I need to get done. What time is it? It's already 7:30. I will probably not be on too much longer. I'm not planning on staying the whole morning. I'm going to go bake some blueberry muffins. I'm getting hungry. I didn't eat much yesterday. I was hungry last night. I didn't eat supper, and I got hungry around 8 or 9 o'clock, and I made some toast. But that hasn't held me very well. I need to go grocery shopping. I keep putting it off. It's not that I don't enjoy grocery shopping. It's just that things come up. Come on. Put my little rabbit in there. These were a postcard. I'm going to put summer postcard pieces. 2024. And they're just little watermelon pieces that I did. I'm just going to put them in there. I could save one out and put it on something. Put my little, and then I'll put more in here as I go. When I do paper dolls, and I'll run across them here while I'm sorting out, I tend to do things like this, and then I have the pattern. One more. Well, if I can see, I should keep this Society of Idea journal out by my recliner. I tend to keep it in here. If I keep it by my recliner, I'll reach for it instead of my little scribble pads. And I fill it up faster because I'm thinking about taking this tatting idea that I'm working on for this week's slow stitch project out of here. It's back in here someplace. It's part of this card. And it's part of this. Let me just grab my scissors. And I'm going to leave because I still want the page stitched in there on the other side, so I'm just going to cut that and cut half of this card out. Because I think now, I think I'm going to change my design to those cross-stitch designs. I think I'll get it done. This, I'm not sure. I was watching her and I was thinking of what I wanted to do at the same time, so I sketched this while I was watching her stitch. So I still have an intact journal there, which is the little pages cut out. And let's put that scrap paper in there. I like to keep scrap paper in there because sometimes I want to draw and do something like this. Is that going to stay? It takes time to do all of this. This I might keep out because I'm just going to tuck it in there and hope it stays. I might still do that with the, see if I can't put a cross-stitch piece in there. Use that as a fabric piece behind. So I'm going to put it like this. I think I'm going to put another piece of tape on her. Jeez. Coming up too easy. Penelope, get back out here. Need a pen. So what are you all up to? Today is Tuesday. The week is just getting started. What was I doing yesterday? I was tatting. I'm going to be tatting on Christmas trees. I want to finish up. I want to do 2 a week at least. And if I can do 3 or 4 a week, I'll be that much ahead. All right, this piece I'm going to put in here. That one there. Put that one there. So I would encourage you to start a Society of Idea Collector. Keep this little stuff around from your projects because they might inspire something else later on in life. You never know. So this is page 32 and 33. So I have an index here, 32 and 33. I'm just going to say pattern pieces from various projects. Pattern pieces from various projects. And that's both of these. Oh, well, I guess 31 too. No, 31. I wrote it down. It's 33. Oh, I goofed that up. Put it that way. 31 goes down here. Yeah, I think I'll understand that. 31. Here we go. So I keep an index of things. And I think it's pretty much up to date. It may not. Then I have a list index too. So that's that. That's always fun to do. Now let me get this stuff out of my way. And I want to show you. Let me set this up here. I've been stitching on my cover for my stitch journal. And this is the painted fabric that I did with Becky earlier this year. And it's a lot to do, but I'm making progress on it. I went in and I stitched all my loose pieces down, and then when I stitch a piece, like if I'm stitching on this and I have leftover thread, I'll start stitching in between here. So I want to put a little mouse on here and a little bunny on here. I want to put various things on here. I've started stitching here in this corner, and then I've also been stitching over in this corner. So this is something I'm going to be working. I've got quite a bit in here. But I'm trying to use techniques. This was really the outside piece, the test piece. But see, I put my little mouse on the back here. I stitched my little mouse on the back because he's inspecting all the stitches on the back story. And I think my journal's going to be pretty fat, but this is a yard wide. So I'm hoping, but even if I don't, even if my journal's too fat that a yard doesn't cover it, I have, I can split this in half because my journal's probably only about yay high. I think it's 8 inches high. And for the cover, I might want it a little higher. I think I marked it in here on the back. And I made all these circles when I was working with this with Becky. And here's my marks here. This is the size of my journal. So this over here is where I started stitching on the front in here. But what I can do, what I was planning on doing was folding this over here. But I don't think I will. This will all be backstory. This will get, all these lines will get covered. But I think I'll come in here and make some bigger circles. Make some larger circles. Not a whole lot of them. Maybe 4 of them or 3 of them. And I'm still playing with this. It's quilt as you go thing. So I've been working on that. It doesn't look like much, but I'll tell you, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. And I have this butterfly fabric. I don't know where I got it. I don't know if I got it at Puro or if I bought it at the quilt store, but I was looking at it. And I think this is a true batik. Because look at this design. It's very pretty. It's got butterflies. And look at this. Now I'm going to turn it over. Look at this. I think this is the back, but still you see I had a time looking at it. I said, which is the front and which is the back? Well, this is the front. I think this is a true batik piece because the design has come through as nice on the back as it has on the front, and that's one of the telltale, the signs of a batik piece. So this is very pretty. This is what I used on the back of that little mouse. I used the butterfly, not that butterfly, one of the other ones, but this one on the back of the mouse. And I just had him here with I like that piece of fabric. I had him with my cover. And then I'm also working on Let me reach down here. This is just scrap fabric. I'm working on my Borrow journal, which is also a lot of work because it's a huge piece. It's huge. I mean, this has to be at least 30 inches. It's not quite a yard, almost a yard wide by 22 inches at least long. And I pinned it all in and I've basted it all down, and I'm working at putting in all the running stitches. And I'm just doing running stitches in different directions. Here I'm going this way and this way. I went diagonally in here. And for my Borrow, Japanese Borrow sometimes can get very, very, very pretty. Here's a circular piece in here. So I've been working on that, and that's what I'm going to continue working on, because this is going to be the cover of my 2025 journal, and I think my 2025 journal is going to be fabric pages and those PT dyed paper pages that I did. So, and I want this to be the cover. This is going to be the cover of my 2024 journal when I get it done. What else do I have to show you here? I can't find Wembley. I'm so disappointed. I think that's about all I have to show you stitch-wise. Let's see. It's still early. Oh no, I have this to show you. I've been working on this. It's just this meditation scroll. I've pinned all the pieces on and stitched them all, basted them all down, and I'm ready to add embellishments and little scrappy pieces and pieces like that. It's fairly long. It's a part of a table runner. And I get these pieces from Pearl, and sometimes they have stains on them or little holes in them. Or I try not to tear up the beautiful pieces, but on a piece like this, I've got pretty drawn thread in there. But I buy them just like I buy for junk journal pages. I buy these things to tear up and make into something beautiful. Let me roll this up this way. So this will go on one of those spools that I got from Pearl. I've showed them before. And I just stitch on it when I feel like it. I still have other pieces that I'm stitching on, but I can't resist. I have so many scrap pieces, I just can't resist doing something like this, even though my other pieces aren't done. Here's a piece of scrap that I had stitched on for some project, and this was a scrap cutoff, and I just stitched it onto there. So I think that's all the stitch. This is my tatting stuff. I think that's all the stitch I have to show you. So, let me come out and look at chat. And then I might do a few more other things before I leave. Chat, all messages. Rose says, bye Arlene, have a wonderful day. Bye Arlene. She's probably gone now, but isn't that fun fabric, Janet? Janet does a lot of stitching. She does beautiful stuff. She inspires me all the time. Except I gotta get out and watch and see what you're doing now, Janet. And it says, Janet, I know. Oh, she was talking about that butterfly, I think, fabric. Janet, when she said stunning fabric. They're saying goodbye to Janet, and I think Janet had to leave. Take care, Arlene. Bye, Janet and Arlene. Janet Nash said, my lunch break is over, and so I'm going to go do the washing up now. Take care, Mary and friends. Thanks for popping in, Janet. She's gone, but I can still thank her. Kimberly's here. Good morning, Kimberly. Angie says, okay, she's settling down so she can watch and chat. Kimberly. Arlene says, Kimberly, I don't get on social media much, but I just went and looked. What did she look at? Kimberly says, has anyone seen Roy? I hope he's feeling okay and enjoying his summer. He was here last week sometime, I think. He popped in, Kimberly, said good morning. Was I on last Thursday? I don't remember. Was I on last Friday morning? I think I was on last Friday morning. One of those mornings last week, he popped in and said hello. Arlene says, I'm working on a new canvas and Christmas cards. Ooh, neat. Now I'm working on tatting my trees, my little tat trees that I'm going to put in my Christmas cards, but I should start thinking what I'm going to do for Christmas cards, because if I work on them now, instead of working on them in November, I might get them done. Let's see. Janet says, oh, Kimberly, I hope so too. They're talking about Roy. Roy, if you're out there, he's probably not listening because we're pretty deep into chat. So I hope he's okay too. Kimberly says, Colleen and Kathy Berg come on at 10 a.m. Eastern. So that's today. Today is Tuesday. Let's go ahead and see who's on today. Kimberly and Colleen come on at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. Kathy Arbor comes on at 1 p.m. on, is that Tuesday? On Tuesday. I've got to get me a new sheet. Dusty Unicorn, I got her at 10 a.m. Pacific time, so she's a couple hours later. I got Kelly Rawson on at 9 p.m. on Tuesdays. I don't know if she's still doing that or not. Stacy Catitude comes on 10 a.m. every day. And I think that's it for and oh, of course, I don't have Beth written down because I have her automatically. She is so consistent. Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, Beth Schiller comes on at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure if I'm going to, I think there's storms predicted for today and tonight here. I thought I'd go shopping, but I don't want to go in rainy weather, so I might wait till tomorrow. What else is going on out there? Arlene dropped a link to Janet Nash's channel and to Raul's channel. Raul says, Janet Nash, I'm not really keen on mint. I do like lots of veggies, especially the better ones. Do you know bitter melon for my favorite veggie? I cannot find it here, but I think in the UK you have it. It's called Curla, something like that. Arlene dropped a link to my Society of Idea Collector playlist, which is an old, probably covering my old journals. I should do an updated video for that playlist. Raul says, Janet, I just put watermelon in my salad. Ooh, that sounds good. Making my tummy growl. One of my sister-in-laws made that 2 summers ago, and now it's a frequent salad I make this summer. That's good. Maybe I'll get some watermelon. Watermelon is adorable. Oh, they're talking about my little piece. Let's see. Draw an elephant shrew, Mary. It's a very unique animal, just like the deer with fangs. I probably would, Raul, but I'll tell you, I've got to... Ideas flow so much that I get overwhelmed, so I probably won't get him done. Let's see. Arlene said, Dee Dee, my only neat and organized journal is my faith journal. Aw, Dee Dee says a prayer journal, heart. The prayer journal, if I do I have prayer journals, but maybe if I do an artsy one, I'll keep it up better. I pray a lot because I think we need a lot of prayer down here, but I generally don't write them down. A couple years ago, I was doing a prayer journal where I called it Good Morning, Father God. And in the mornings, I would write out prayers. And I like to go back and read those. But maybe if I do an artsy journal, but it's more of a personal thing. And if I did an artsy one, I probably would show you the art pages where I haven't written my prayers because, but I pray a lot for our country. I went into a spiel in my last stream how I still feel like God has his hand on our country. If you stop and think about it, we're kind of the representative country of freedom and democracy. If our country ever fell, I think all the other countries would come tumbling down as far as freedom and democracy go. We're kind of the cornerstone of that as far as being an earthly thing. So I think God has blessed our country for that purpose. And I think there are a lot of God-fearing and good people. I think there are a lot of good people that aren't God-fearing, but they're still good people. And I think, we need that in our world. We need a stand for righteousness and goodness in our world. Not that the countries that, not that there isn't goodness in other countries. I'm talking about communist countries here, or China, or, that have different government systems than we do. Not that their goodness doesn't exist there, because I think it probably does, but it's not the purpose of their government. So I think in that sense, I'm kind of, I guess the 4th of July got to me. I think in that sense, I think God keeps his hand on our country, even though we mess up a lot, don't we, here in the United States. We're not a perfect government. We're not a perfect country. But show me one. Show me a perfect country. It doesn't exist. So, all right. I'm going to jump off that soapbox, Mary. Tina says, I do greeting and welcoming people well. I just asked Dee Dee. There's Tina. Tina, I appreciate you. And I'm up to the top of my scroll here. Let me go down to the bottom. Amen, Mary, Angie says. Janet had to leave. That will be an amazing journal cover. Thank you, Raul. I think both of those will be amazing. But there's a lot of work involved. I like to take those journal covers out on the front porch and not take my whole basket with me. Just take my needle and thread and the journal, enough thread, my scissors, just enough to work on them. And I like to sit out on the front porch and stitch on those. I like to do the same thing in my recliner, but I get too distracted in my recliner. I'm watching videos, or I'm too distracted in the recliner. I tend to sit it down and do other stuff too. Raul, so is that a piece of tape on your arm, Mary? Where? You and Angie, I think you guys see my veins. I don't have any tape on my arm. Oh, I do. Right there. Raul saw it right there. I do, Raul. Good call. Good catch. It was that piece of washi tape that didn't stick when I was taping down my little sand eraser thing. You and Angie inspecting my hand. I'm going to have to wash my arms a little better. Let's see. What do I have here to do? I've got a bunch of towels over here that I used when I was painting. I've got postcards. I'm going to, these aren't postcards. These are, these are the photos that I was making kind of collages out of. Amore. This is a real photo. I was going through some old photos. This is a lady sitting on a rock. This says, "It ain't what you think it is. It's really a snow shelter." And I think I'm going to put these all in their own little photo journal. What do I have going here? I've got my week 20. Those should go here. I need to start putting some of my things away here. These are empty bags. This is a dried out baby wipe, but I'm not going to throw it away because I can use it for, what do I have going here? Cards. I was making cards on Friday. We'll probably still do that on Friday nights. This I need to take care of. This is the napkin where I need to send off my napkin swap. You guys, if you buy from Napkin World, Sugar Hill Road, Marion, North Carolina. I bought these on Amazon. If you happen to, because they do nice things, but these are cocktail napkins, they're not the full-size napkin, and I thought I was getting 6 of them. I paid $5 for 2 dragonfly napkins. 2 of them. I was very unhappy with this. At least they have dragonflies on all 4, but this napkin is not worth $2.50. So be very wary if you buy from Napkin World, just as a warning. I'm going to put these in my, because I bought them for the napkin swap that Beth Schuler's doing this month. I've got to get those sent off. I'm going to keep these out. I bought them for that, but I was very disappointed, very unhappy with Napkin World. They probably even charged me for the postage. These need to stay out where I can get to them. What else do I have going here? This is just a pile of stuff. Maybe we'll go do something out of that. This is paper, scratch paper. I'm always reaching for scratch paper. These are hexagons. These are the 3.5 inches, but I think my printer sized them down a little. I need that as I've been using it as scratch paper. I'm just reaching over, kind of clearing off my desk. These are some stamps. First National Bank. Maybe I'll stamp those off. I'm reaching here, seeing what I have. This is some tissue paper. I think I got this from Wendy. Let's put it over there. These I made out of old papers I had around. I was going to do a little junky journal. I was going to make my log cabin in here, but I think I'll use these for something else. I'm kind of sorting off my desk. Here's some quotes. I got those from Wendy. These are note cards. Are those the window ones? No. Here's some tape from Vanessa. I should just start doing some stuff here. I'm kind of cleaning off my desk. Stamps. This is all ephemera stuff. This is a Ladies' Almanac. This is what I'm going for. I'm going to put these napkins in there too, in the napkin swap. I got some hydrangeas here. I only need 3. I can keep one for myself. Put it up there. Keep those out. And I got those from Pearl. And then I think I have some more. I have some of these. See, I got prettier napkins from Pearl, but she only charges $1 for 3 of them. 4 of them here. I think. I only paid $1 for these. So these will go in the swap, and I'll keep one for myself. And you have to put 5 napkins in each one. I got some bird napkins I'm going to put in there. I have fabric swatches here. I should put those down with my slow stitch basket. I'll sort it out in the other room. I'm sorting off my cart up above because I don't know what else to do. It's fun to go through stuff you're working on and go, oh yeah, I need to work on that. These are some window cards. It looks like this is pounds. This is $1.90. This is a pound sign, so it looks like this came from Keisha, but it looks like it came from overseas because that says it's $1. It's 1.90 pounds. But I was thinking I'd put slow stitch in there. So I'm going to put that in my slow stitch basket. This is a little journal that I started a long time ago. Are those the pictures? No, those are recipe cards. But I'm kind of building this as ephemera as I go here. This is kind of be junk journal ephemera. I'm going to use these pages as inserts. I'm going to put that there. Here's a stencil that says reveal courage, change, true. I need to keep that flat. It's been sitting over here. Let's put it underneath this. I need to put this with my stencils. My stencils are somewhere behind me. Here's another towel. Here's some pictures. Are those the ones I kept out? I think those go there. These are some butterflies I was doing for the ephemera pages. Here's some fabric that goes with my slow stitch. This I'm going to, see, this stuff piles up on me. I'm going to make a bottle doll out of this. It's been sitting around here. So that's a project to be. Piece of scratch paper, a tag. Here's a book. I think I bought this from Wendy or Leah, one of the two. It's a music book, Elements of Harmony, and it's dated. It's got a date. It's an old one. Revised and enlarged edition. Had an 18 something copyright date on it. So here's someplace. Copyright is 1890. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I have a hard time tearing it up. Some more scratch paper. I'm always looking for scratch paper, and here it all is. Underneath of everything. Copy paper. I'm always reaching for it. Well, this is an envelope. What's in this envelope? Oh, this is a piece that I got from Pearl, I think. This is her writing. This is toile tissue paper. All of this is Pearl's writing. What else is here? More paper, scratch paper, sandpaper. I was going to do these as Christmas cards last year, but I got one done and I liked it, but I didn't have time to do everything. I was stitching red doors. This is sewing machine stitching. It took me so long to do it. took me so long to do it, and then I put pictures in here. This really goes in a Christmas journal. Put it there. Paper towel. Here's a crafty thing. You're watching me sort out my desk here. Here's a collage that I did on a plastic. No, that's not the plastic one. I tore it off. It came off of the plastic. This was a plastic coated, but this is what I collaged onto the paper part of it. The plastic part is here, I think. No, that's not it. Got a little jelly plate here. We could do some jelly plating. You guys are doing all, these are all pick 10 notes. This is what's left of the Happy Mail that I sent out last month. I tore apart this book of Cache of Jewels. These are more giveaway notes, and I save all this stuff. Giveaway notes and Happy Mail notes. What I have here is a book of lists from Bella Grace, and this is my list journal. When we do a group list, I'm going to do them in here now. I keep those together. Oh, wax seal things. An envelope, and then I have a whole box here of ephemera stuff. Oh dear me. And then I have a tray with my fairy cards and glue sticks. So I think what I'm going to do here, I want to play with the jelly plate a little, but I don't know where I might have my roller down in my toolbox. We'll see. If we do, they have been doing those, this is collage stuff. I should do something with this. They've been doing those jelly postcards. All right, now I have to figure out, this is all ephemera on this style. This is all project related, and these are miscellaneous. I don't want to. And that's just halfway down my cart. So I'm going to leave that there. This I'll probably reach for. Put that in there. This is tape and that little eraser thing. So I'll keep the jelly plate out. And let's do it this way. I want those, that all scrap paper here, and paper towels. So this can go up here. You need to keep it flat. Paper towel. These are the napkins I saved for myself. I'll put those with my ephemera. And this is all junky stuff. I think I'll put them in one of this envelope from Leah. Leah Bannon is selling with Pearl and Wendy. Oh, hold on. Where does this envelope open at? The trouble is with putting this stuff in envelopes is I don't see it again until I open the envelope. Put that in there. And this is a sack of stuff. These are empty envelopes. That's the Napkin World envelope. So those are empty envelopes. These are ephemeras here. And I can take this one and put it in here. And I might take this book and put back in here. I think this is where it came from. Either Wendy or Leah sold me. It might have been Leah that sold me that book. So that's all packaged up. And then I just have my stack of these I want to put in a journal eventually. I'm going to put them in here. Just to get them in this. Alright, so this stuff goes up here. Up here. I'm going to keep my jelly plate out. This really needs to go to where I can get to it for if I ever want sandpaper. I need to clean and organize. Boy, do I need to clean and organize. So I pulled it all down and kind of put it together, and then I put it back up. And this should be all scratch paper. Maybe I'll jelly plate on this, and pretty strong stuff. Maybe we'll play with that a little. This is all scratch paper and paper towels. Keep the scratch paper out to roll my jelly plate off. I don't jelly plate much, but maybe with the smaller one. Let's get a paper towel out. I got books here, that my list of books. If I put them behind me, I'll lose them. Let's get a piece of wax paper out. I feel like doing a little jelly plating, but I probably won't do much. And I'm not a good jelly plater. I'm not good with this stuff because I don't do it enough. It used to get so hot in here that my paint would dry before I even got to it. Putting some washi tape away. All right. Let's see if I can find my roller here. I may not have it in here. I may just skip the jelly plate until I find my roller. So, as much as I want to do this, I don't know what I did with my roller. Is it over here? I don't see it. So I think that stopped me in my tracks there. So let me come out and look at chat. I think I'm done for the day. I'm at a good stopping point. I could do collages and stuff like that, but I'm not in the mood. It's 8:30 anyway, so I usually go off at 9. Let me come out and chat a little bit, and then I think I'll sign off. Let me reset my chat. I want to thank Dee Dee again for the super chat. That was so sweet of her to send that to me. I'm going to look for my roller. My roller. Jelly printing is fun, Jacqueline says. It is, if you can keep things together. I just get so, you saw me, I cleaned off half of that shelf that's on the cart beside me here. It just, things get stacked up for me, and I can't find anything that I want when I want it. It's here somewhere. But that's the way it is. I think I'm going to spend a little of the mornings here organizing and cleaning so that when September runs around, I'll be comfortable in my room. I'm comfortable. I'm not uncomfortable, but I have a hard time. You know, Becky says put things, a place for everything and put everything in their place, but I don't get to it. I leave it out on my desk and I go off and, you know, take care of something else, and I come back and I move it and it never gets put away. That's horrible of me. It's just horrible. I could take apart some of these beads. I'm wanting some smaller beads anyway. Let's see. Let's see what I have here. Maybe I'll take a piece of this paper and put down. I tend to, just like now, I put my hands on those beads and said, oh, I don't think these are string beads here. I don't think I can take these apart. These are glued together. This is a string, but it's still pretty. It could be wrapped around something. This isn't coming apart. Some of these are, though. Let's try this one. I got these from Pearl in one of her sales. Meri A. Hart. It doesn't say how much I paid for it, which is okay. I don't want to know. I don't pay much. I pay less than what I would pay at the store. And these, I don't know if I can take these apart or not. I think I can. We'll try it. I need my small scissors. No, I think they come apart like you would clip a piece like this. If you wanted to use it. Probably clip 2 or 3 together and stitch it on there. This is trim. So that's not bead, that's trim. I don't think that's coming apart. No. So these two, I mean, and I'm okay with that because I can stitch it onto something. Now, I don't buy everything for beads. I buy some of it for trim. That was just a little piece. I think when I clipped there, it came off. It's pretty. It'd go nice on a boho piece. Which I want to do a boho page for my journal. Becky had a boho swap, and I had to back out. Something was happening in my life. And I had to back out of it. And I never got the boho pages done. This is another trim. This isn't coming apart. I'm going to put these in their own world here. And I'll save this bag here. So I get off onto things. I was going to come out and chat. I got on to doing these beads, but let me do them while I have my hands on them. Or I may never come back to them. These are really pretty. This is really tiny. This is really pretty trim here. I could see using this in an art journal on tags. There's a lot of it there too. Thank you, Pearl. These are a little bulkier. These would probably go on an assemblage or something. Let me put this in here. I'm going to put some of that on slow stitch on the roll, the meditation roll that I have. Some of this would go nice on that meditation scroll. I'm just going to push it all in this bag. Get in there. Get in there. This actually has... Oh, that's just a piece from another piece. I broke apart some pieces. I'm trying to find my wastebasket there. Let me push this in. Hold on. So today is Thursday. Kathy Berg and Colleen will be on next. Stacy Catitude is coming on. Elena, I think, comes on. Dusty Unicorn. Beth Schuler. And there are other people that come on that, I don't really follow, but you'll always find something going on YouTube. Let's see what this is. I like to follow a lot of the DIYs. Now this is trim too. I think this is like that maroon. I don't think I can take any of this apart. This is not, well, let me try. Find the beginning of it. I should wrap this on something. So it looks like there's a beaded, but it has It's not a bead, it's a trim. You can't rebead that. So this is all trim, which is okay because see, this will go very nice on that stitch roll. I could use this. You can use it on crazy quilts. You could use it on your stitch roll. You could use it on dolls. You could use it on a lot of different things. So no taking apart of this stuff. Here's some beads. And here's some more. And so we'll put all that in one sack. And what do I have here? I have the necklace. I want to take that. I'm keeping my jelly plate out. I'm going to look for my brayer. That's what I called it, a roller. It's a brayer. I've got some lace here. I'm going to take that out in the other room. That black lace is pretty. I haven't opened this. 75 cents. Pearl is so good on the prices. I love her prices, 75 cents. And she sells, this looks like it's a yard. It might be 2 yards. This is fabric ribbon. It's a nice piece. I like this a lot. I might use that. And then there's some laces in here. I'm going to put this in my stitch basket behind me. And then I have some little made with love tags. I'm going to keep those out. Little piece of fabric here. Put that in there. I'll put it in my... And I'm all clean over here. Believe it or not, I'm all clean over here. So this goes behind. I'll have to find a place for this. Beading. This goes in my stitch basket. And these are beads. I have this. This jar of beads. So I got plenty of beads. But I'm going to take these two. If they'll fit, they may not fit. And put in here. Boy, it's filled to the top. It's filled to the brim, ladies. I can't get one more bead in there. What's this? Some more lace. I wish I had my brayer out where I could put my hands on it, but I don't. I get this out and get this out. And let's see if I can finish taking this apart. And I don't try to save these. I just pull and yank on them. I don't try to save the rings. The side rings, the little joiner rings. If I was a true beater, I would pull at each end, and I know how to do it, I just don't do it. Come on, come out of there. I just clip at them. And I'm saving these for journal charms. Take that ring off. He doesn't want to come. Says I belong here. See, I could stitch that onto a journal. There's another one there. I got these from Pearl for a pretty good price. She was selling some of her jewelry that she wanted to let go of. To see, I could stitch those down. Or it could go on my meditation scrolls. I do this a few at a time. I'm not going to do the whole thing here. I need to come out and say goodbye to everybody. I hope that you have a rest of the week, a good week. I'm not sure. I probably will not stream on Thursday morning because I do want to take some time off. I feel rested. I might stream Friday morning, but I don't think I'll stream Thursday morning. I want to get in here and do some more cleaning and organizing so I can find stuff when I want it. There we go. The problem that I have is I don't have room for everything. Now these are hooked together here like this. Let me turn it up. And I'm not sure. I might keep the 4 and take these, have these two, take this one off here. And take it off up here. So I have that one as a double, and this, I have some more doubles. I put them in a jar. Singles, have this one as a single with a hanging like these. Like that, and then keep this one as 4. And I think that's all I'll do. I might save those little rings. Then I have this one, which is beautiful, but I can't use it as a, I'll never wear anything like this. It's, you know, I'm done with all the fancy dressing and everything. I never did dress too fancy. I don't know if I would have ever worn anything like that, but it's awful pretty. This is metal in here. And it clamps here. This is a nice piece. This feels like sterling. What does it say here? On the metal piece. I can't read it. This is a nice necklace. I don't know if you guys can read that or not. Get a piece of paper and put behind it. I wanted the jelly plate. Can you guys read that? I can't read it. Too small for my eyes. There's nothing on the back, so the print's on the front of it. Well, hold it still, Mary. If I turn it that way, I have to turn it this way. Can't read it. Aunt Beth, that is because I'm hungry and on my way, Angie says. But I can tell this is a nice necklace. I almost hate tearing it apart. It almost feels like sterling silver. But I like all this in here for my journals. This would almost make a, on this piece, if I could somehow save the clamp, but, you know, if I could shorten that somehow, keep that, somehow put a piece on. See, I don't know enough to shorten that, but this would make a nice, see, it's got pretty things there. off of these. This is well made. This would, of course, be the back of it. But then I got these pieces, but if I could somehow shorten it, it'd make a pretty bracelet. If I were talented enough. I'm not talented enough for beading to do all that. I'm losing everything up here. All my little... So, my talent is junk. But this is not really junk. But I am going to take it apart. If I can. And here. This is strong stuff. This is nothing that I don't think I can clip through. I'm going to have to pull it apart if I take it apart. It's right here. I need another needle nose. Pull it that way. This is a nice piece. This isn't your typical junk jewelry. Wonder how much it cost the original. I wonder how much it originally cost the person who bought it. And then there's another ring. There's the ring there. There's another one here. Find the twisty tie. It's here. If I can get at it and open it up. Come on. I know you want to come out. Here's my plier. Maybe the other way. There we go. That's a nice piece. Now, where you're going to hook it? On the back here. It's got little hooks on the back. But this is the piece I'm after. Isn't that beautiful? And my little under wants to fall off. I'm trying to open up the ring, but I have to find which side the opening is on, and it's not always easy. Where's that opening? It's over here. I had it open, I just can't get them off of the little bars in there. Pull it a little. Come out, come out. Those are nice rings. Very pretty. I could see putting this on a slow stitch piece. Or I could see using this. I'll do one more and then I'll quit. So this probably gets boring to watch. That came off pretty good. I opened it wide enough. You said you were going to quit, Meri? All right. We'll pick it up again another day. Let's take this off. Find the opening to it. I don't have good lighting in here, so it's hard to see what I'm doing. I'm surprised I got this far with it. I think I'm at it. I'm just trying to twist it open. You kind of bend them open and then they come out. But I need another needle nose. I have it here somewhere. I really twisted that one. So this part is off. What am I going to do with these? I don't know. They're nice. I like the feel of this. This is not cheap jewelry. It's not cheap stuff. It's probably not, I mean, it isn't thousands of dollars, but I'll bet the range of this necklace probably went in the $50 to $80 range when it was new. Probably an HSN piece. It's not junky junk. It's a nice piece. I don't know what to do with this. I guess it'd make nice doll legs. It would make a doll leg like that. These could be the shoes. I'd have to kind of figure out how I was going to stick all that together. I wish I could read that tag. It's just too small for me to read, even with my glasses on. And then I got this piece. What time is it? 8:50. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Might as well finish it up. Right? Came off pretty easy. When you want it to. I'll have to find some little, I got those little baggies out. I'll put these in some of those little baggies. Come on, you're almost there. Now, I would probably put this on a meditation scroll. I probably would not put this thickness in a journal. Oh, I might, depending on those journals that wrap around, like what I'm doing for 2024, it would just make my page thicker. But if you do a wraparound journal and not bind it until the end of the year, it might work. Got one more piece here. And coming out pretty easy. Get a hold of this. Come on, come on, come on. Open it up a little more. There we go. I still don't know what to do with this. It'll come. So we got all of these pieces and all of these pieces. I'm going to save these little rings after all. I might need them. And this piece. So what did I do with those baggies? Just grab a baggie. We'll put the little rings in here. If I can pick them up. Probably never use them, but who knows? That one's broken. What that is. Looks like it come off of one of those plants. And we'll put these in here. These I will use. If I can find them again. And, oops, there's some more rings. It's a broken one. I don't know if I can get all those in a... These come in handy. I think I can get this guy in there too. So here's the necklaces. Now I do have a jar. Which one is it? This is some other jewelry that I tore apart earlier. I'm not gonna, I'll just put it like that. I'm gonna put these bags in there. And I'll be reaching for stuff. So there's that. Let me come out and look at chat. Let me throw this away. I wanted to jelly plate. Maybe it was a good thing that I couldn't jelly plate, because I probably wouldn't get done. Let me put these baggies away. That was handy. Put my scissors away. I got a place for some things. I just don't have a place for everything yet. Put my pliers and my little needle nose back in the drawer. Jelly plate. Scratch paper and paper towels are over here. Oh, there's the scissors in there. Scratch paper. My jelly plate. Alright. Now if you sit here while I go say goodbye to everybody. Let me refresh the chat again. Top messages. All messages. I wasn't sure I was going to be on till 9. Here it is, 3 minutes till 9. Hi, Nina. It's good to see you. Good for you for sleeping late. Doesn't that feel good to sleep in? Hi, Brenda. Good morning, Brenda. She says, I've been talking to my daughter and just picked up the phone. Well, good morning, Brenda. I'm just getting ready to sign off. I've got 3 minutes here. Kathy Berg and Colleen are coming on next. Jacqueline's here. Jacqueline says, it's not boring. It's nice to work while you get to craft. It keeps me inspired. Even I'm often lurking. That's okay. It's okay to lurk in my streams because I'm off in my own world most of the time. Joy says hi, Nina. Nina says hi, Joyce. Let's see what else is going on here. Kimberly had to leave. Angie says, Aunt Beck, that's fine because I'm hungry and on my way. What did Becky say? She's still listening from the kitchen. Ooh. I'm hungry too. That makes me, what are you cooking, Becky? Angie says, I had to get into my buttons. I have had to get into my buttons. Kimberly says she loves cornbread. Is that what Becky's cooking? Perhaps tomorrow we'll have a pot of beans and cornbread. Aunt Beck, what time do I need to be there, Angie says. Becky said, it's only Tuesday, not Thursday. Becky says, I'm making a salad, spaghetti, and homemade bread for dinner tonight. Oh, yum, that sounds good. We've got some spaghetti, and I could make some homemade bread today. We don't eat much homemade bread here. My brother likes his raisin swirl bread, and I like the 12-grain bread. So I haven't baked the, oh, here's a little ring. Well, I'm not going to keep it. I already put that stuff away. I like the 12-grain bread, but spaghetti and salad sounds good. We don't have any lettuce, though. We'd have to go to town. Maybe another day. Becky says, you could couch the stuck-together beads down. Yeah, the trim. Becky's talking about those packages of trim that I have. Yeah, they could be couched down. Jacqueline said, jelly printing is fun. I was going to use this little piece here, but I can't find my brayer. I thought I had it in my toolbox, but it floated away, so I have a place for it. It's just not in its place. And let's see, Raul is in here. He said, is that a piece of tape on Mary's arm? And it was. Janet had to leave. I think I've caught up on chat. Janet said my lunch break is over with. So I think I'm all caught up. It's 9 o'clock, so I want to wish you all a happy day. I moved my chat here. I want to wish you all a good day. Have a good day. I am not planning on coming on Thursday. I might come on Friday morning. I will do what I did for Tuesday morning stream. I will put up a little thumbnail, advance notification, you know, where you can say notify me type thing. If I plan, I'll do that on Thursday if I plan on come on Friday morning. I think I'll probably do that for my impromptu streams. So if you want to know if I'm coming on, look for a little advance notification thumbnail where you can say notify me. I think that's what I'm going to do until September. I will be on Friday night and Sunday night. So there's a lot going on today with streams. Kathy Berg and Colleen are on now. So go have a good day. And I will see you later this week. Bye.